So confidence, in my estimation, means that I believe that I can do what I want to do. And in this great book, Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill, I believe that the secret to the book is me convincing me that I can. And I do this through a process of repetition. How you can be the greatest salesperson on the planet.
Welcome to the Rethink Sales Show. My name is Derek Kelly. I am joined by Jim Shorkey.
Thank you, Derek.
Jim, you have trained many salespeople over the years. And at one point you told me that you thought one of the biggest things people need to grow in is a sense of confidence. What does it look like to train salespeople, whether it's your salespeople or just salespeople who are selling insurance or real estate? What does it look like to train and learn to be more confident?
So, to answer your question, we had a very well-defined process. We had a training manual that was the master manual, and the salespeople each had their manual, and they took notes in the training manual. And it was a question and answer thing, like, how do we do this? How do we do that? Over time, we taught them our process. We practiced our process. And then we had training meetings on our process. This was for the whole team. And then we put them out there and determined through different metrics whether they were in fact doing our process or not. Our goal was that they would do the whole process. And of course, if they missed a step or two, we talked about it. We wanted them to do our process. When I started at that point, we were 22 years in business. Wow. So we've been doing this for 22 years. And then I proceeded to do my thing and messed it all up. From there, based on messing it up, I got better at it. Ended up coming through that whole thing, having a process, and then training on the process, and then putting them out there and having them do the process. And then if they didn't do it, we had to have corrective action in that regard. But the idea was to get everybody on the same page doing the process. And then we would have the results. And so when you talk about confidence, if I can show you 10 people that are doing the process and they're making X, they're driving a certain car, they have a certain kind of, whatever the case may be, we can have you even talk to them. We can bring them in to the training meeting and say, tell me how you're doing. Never had so much money in the bank, never had this nice of a car. I never dreamt that I would have my own house. Wow. I'm married now. Yeah. I have 2 children, and I'm able to provide for my children. We had testimonials with the different salespeople that did our process the way we wanted to do our process, and they succeeded. So we knew it was going to work. That's why when I talk about knowing something's going to happen, I had the data to back me up. I knew it was going to work. So as they learned the process and as they went and did it, typically what happened was they get their butt kicked, and then would have to lift them up and, hey, you can do this. Here's where you're messing up. And we kept working at it. And once we got them to the point where they could do the process successfully and start to get the results, their confidence would then grow. I hope I answered it.
Yeah.
It's a challenge when somebody doesn't have self-confidence. It is an extreme challenge to get them to have self-confidence. If we have a defined process, and the bottom line at the end of the day, forget about self-confidence. You're my guy. I brought you aboard. I trained you on the process. I put you out there. You're not doing the process. Train. I put you out there. You're not doing the process. Train. At some point, Derek, we're going to have a conversation.
Right.
Hey, Derek, you're way smarter than I am. And I'm going to miss you because I really do like you. You're a nice young man. But you're not willing to do my process. So it wasn't a question of confidence. It was a question of, are you going to do the process or not?
Gotcha. So you never got people like, oh man, I'm just nervous.
You can do the process. It's ABC. Right. Can you say ABC right now?
ABC.
DEF?
DEF.
And you never heard the alphabet before. I can teach you math today. I can teach you the alphabet today. I can teach you how to read today. I can. I know I can. But you got to want to learn. You got to want to do the process. Yeah. So if you don't want to do the process, you get eliminated, and self-confidence never enters into it. If you do the process, what's going to happen? If you do the process, slow down and think. If you do the process, the Jim Shorkey process, Now it's 50 years of doing the process. 50 years.
One.
If you do the Jim Shorkey process, what's going to happen? Just give me one answer. It's going to work, but what's going to happen? What's the result going to be? Specifically.
You're going to sell more
You're going to sell cars.
Yes. Yeah.
And once you learn how to sell cars effectively and efficiently, the confidence goes through the roof. I know my process is going to work. Does that sound like self-confidence?
Yeah.
Does it sound like arrogance?
It could, but I think you explain it well in a way that it doesn't.
It could sound like it, but it's not. I just know it's going to work. So when you come in to me and say, I think you should do a different process, I'm going to shut you down.
No.
If you do the process as I've trained you to do the process, you're going to sell cars. As you sell cars, your confidence is going to go up. When you stop doing the process, I'm going to get you back on doing the process. I'm very persistent. I will beat the living crap out of you to do my process. If you don't do my process, then you got to leave. It's not real complicated. You can't be on my team. So I'm sorry. I love you. I love your wife. I love your children. I know you have bills to pay, but I have a process. So you have to, as a leader,
Yes.
as an owner, as a manager, as a GM, you have to buy into the process better than anybody in the house. And you've got to get very insistent on the fact that we're going to do the process, and we're not going to be jerks about it. Close enough is good enough. I said that. Hey, Derek, you got 9 out of 10. That's pretty damn good. Give me a hug. You did good.
Right.
I'd like to get you to 10. Let's keep working at that. But you did good. Tell you what, 9 out of 10, from now to the end of the year, you're going to make a lot of money. You're going to sell a lot of cars. I'm happy. But if we could get that little bit extra, maybe we could get a few.
Yeah, 9.3, 9.5, move that needle.
I just went outside just now. What did I tell you I was going to do?
You were going to walk.
I was going to walk. Okay.
I said, give me 2 minutes. You said, take as long as you need. Come and get me when you're ready.
Come get me when you're ready. And what was I doing when you came to get me?
Walking up the hill.
Was I laying on the ground? Was I sitting?
No,
What was I doing?
walking.
What can I do today that my future Jim Shorkey is going to say, you know what, remember that day back when you were doing a podcast? I'm glad you walked up that hill. I walked up it 3 times. I heard the door open, and I knew you were outside, but I walked up to the white line.
Yep.
I said, come get me when you're ready. So you
Right.
did, but I wasn't ready. So I walked back down. I walked out at 4,500 steps. I'm behind today. Right now, I'm at 5,033. So let's just say I got 500 steps in. Do you think that matters?
Yes.
Matters to this.
Yep.
It matters to the future. If I could get an extra 500 steps by making my downtime prime time,
Yep.
that would be an extra
3,500. okay.
3,500 a week times 50 weeks.
Yeah.
I got to do my math. But the point is, I'm not going to just do it once. I'm going to do it again.
Repetition.
And so I told Luke and I had this conversation. I said, it's tough with a podcast. We're here all day. And I believe in 13,000 steps a day. I said, but already when we got here, I said, I got 4. As the day goes on, I will piece together a day. And then I've got book club tonight. Luke, did we not have this discussion?
Yep.
I said, I got to go to book club. That's not going to be a walking thing. When I'm done, it's 5:30 until 6:30. When I'm done, I'll be home around 7. Luke, what did I tell you I was going to do when I got home? At 7. Did I tell you? I thought I told you. I'm going to do a workout. I'm going to do a walking workout. And where I live, I'll walk down that hill. I might stop at the park even. I probably will, because I enjoyed that. I did that last night. Or the trail, whatever. But I'm going to get another 3 miles in. So I know I got 6,000 steps coming, roughly.
Yep.
This is really important. We have to think these things through the whole way through. So I know I'm going to get 6,000 steps tonight or close to it. And I want to get to 13 plus. So that means I got to be at 7,000 when I begin this workout.
That's smart.
Right now, I'm at 5,058 steps.
You got to get about
I got
19.
to get 2,000 more. I'm going to go for 3 or 4 because you guys are going to eat lunch, and I'm going to get out there, do some more walking. I'm going to eat lunch as well.
Yep.
But the point is, I will do some more steps, and I'll get that number to 8,000.
So then your confidence goes up in how consistently you can do these 13,000.
Yep, heck yeah.
Yeah.
Dr. Rosellis, the surgeon who cut me, told me point blank, I said, what can I do to make this better? Walk a lot. Walking hills is incredibly good for
Yes.
Jim Shorkey. This is not medical advice, by the way, please. I recorded it in my mind because I wanted to discuss that. I said, Derek, how soon? Couple minutes. I'm going to go out and do a few steps. Come get me when you're ready. I was hoping I'd be on top of the hill when you came outside because I'd have to walk that extra bit to get back. It's just how I think.
Yeah.
So now I know but I got to get to 7,000 between now and 7 o'clock tonight. Luke and I talked about this. I'm going to go meet my book club at Panera. Exactly. So far away, and I got to walk into Panera, do my thing. I'm looking forward to it, having a good time with my buddies. It's a book club. We're studying books. I'm going to walk out there. So I'm going to walk in, excuse me. Then I got to walk back out. I'll measure it. Between parking, walking in, walking out again, I'll bet it's 1,000 steps. Oh, yeah. Park far enough away. All right, now I just did 500. Think about parking. Like when I go to Giant Eagle in North Huntington, I park so far away. I was getting my groceries. I said to the lady, yeah, I got a little bit of a hiker. I parked on a straw pump. She laughed.
Yeah.
I parked far away. Intentionally. I'm here. I had physical therapy this morning. From there, I had to rush to get here to do this all day. I leave here. I go to book club. I'm done with book club at 6:30. I got to drive back home, stop at the park. I already know what I got to do.
Yeah.
I'm going to get to 13. I'm going to actually do a post on that tomorrow. I'm going to post my number for today.
Yeah. But you guys can hear Jim talk about how confidence builds and how if someone can't get with the program after a bit of time, it's just not going to work out. And you can see that repetition and that repetition building that confidence. Jim is not unsure if next Thursday he's going to hit this. He may have a day where he does not. But overall, he sees consistency in his strides. So Jim, thank you.
Pleasure.
Thank you, guys. Let us know what you're working on in terms of confidence.